Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the light heavyweight bout between Thiago Santos versus Johnny Walker. And how I see this one right here is, again, early on in the video, I'm picking Thiago Santos, predicting him by second round knockout. I feel like Johnny Walker is definitely in a position where he needs to make something happen. I feel like in this case, I don't know, Santos definitely got an angle for a title fight. I'm not saying as far as where he's at right now, but if he's able to put some wins together, he already has an angle because he knocked out Jan Blachowicz, last guy to beat Jan Blachowicz, and again knocked him out. Not just a close decision, not a controversial decision. Knocked the man out cold. I think won every single round. I think Blachowicz was starting to get some momentum. Got a little overzealous. Tried to blitz him. Got caught. Got knocked out. But either way, nothing materialized, and pretty much a shutdown performance from Santos. Like that rally never came because he got knocked out. If it was to come or whatever it may have been, we don't know. He got knocked out. Last man to beat him. Blachowicz looking like a pretty solid champion right now after that win over Adesanya and defending his belt against a fellow pound for pound top 10 fighter. So yeah, actually ranked above him in the pound for pound list still at this point for whatever reason. But yeah, so Blachowicz looking pretty solid, looking good, and Santos last man beat him. So that's the angle. If he could put this win behind him, put another one behind him, or even just this win in impressive fashion, he could be in a title fight. It's not like the light heavyweight division is so packed or so stacked with all these great contenders at the moment who have great cases to the title fight. It's not. So really, one fight could do it for him, and he could kind of bypass some of the guys that have beat him potentially, especially if somebody get injured. But yeah, how the fight is, I'm all off the topic in a way, but with Walker, I feel like Walker still very herky-jerky, very wild, very all over the place. He will have a good size advantage, will have a good reach advantage over him, but I don't think he'll use it the best. Striking defense has always been a little bit negligent. Chin has always been a bit questionable. Even look at his fights prior to UFC, that was something I was concerned about, but it didn't really show early on because he was knocking guys out so quick. But he had always had questionable striking defense and questionable chin, questionable cardio as well at times. But I feel like in Santos and Walker, I feel like Santos, even though we might factor these losses against him and say this and say that, I feel like Alexander Rakic is a much better fighter, has proven to be a much better fighter and much better talent than Johnny Walker. And that fight was relatively close. Not a lot happened in that fight, but Rakic just did just enough to get the win. The Glover Teixeira fight, Santos has always had some questionable grappling defense, or at least wrestling defense. Well, I don't know, grappling and wrestling defense, I would say. And Glover Teixeira is one of the best BJJ guys in the light heavyweight division at this given moment, if not the best. Matter of fact, I'll probably say he's the best BJJ, has the best BJJ in top control of anyone in the light heavyweight division, clearly at this point, even when John Jones is here at this given moment. At this point in time, probably for the past 5 years or so, maybe longer, but Glover Teixeira, so you can't really knock that too much against him if you really knew who he was as a fighter and his weaknesses and just didn't factor and you say, oh, because he got 2 bad knees, that's why that happened. Nah, Glover Teixeira is a pretty solid dude. Don't sleep on him. And he has, like I said, again, the best BJJ, top control, et cetera, in the light heavyweight division probably for the past 5 years. So stylistically, if Glover's able to survive, be a veteran, weather the storm, that's a fight he should win, and that's what he did. So, and I predicted that. So, patted myself on the shoulder right there. But either way, you can't factor that too much against him. The Rakic fight, like I said, I feel like Rakic is a potential title holder. He has title holder potential, and at the very least, he's going to be challenging for a title where he's at. Dude's the problem, and he fought him pretty good, at least closely. He didn't do a lot of work. Neither of them did, but not too much of bad losses. I feel like Rakic should have ran through him, and the fact that he didn't, that's at least taking a win and a loss in a way. But he can't rely on that. But as far as predictors wise, I can give that to him for a second. But going against Walker literally was getting dogged by Ryan Spann. I'm not saying Ryan Spann's a bad fighter, but Ryan Spann's not a great striker or anything like that. And he was getting his chin touched up, and the only reason he won because of Ryan Spann's poor fight IQ to go for a takedown after having him hurt, and just to hold onto it tight for whatever reason. He was hurting the man, and he gonna go for a takedown like he didn't want to rock. And he gonna stay on there, hold on for dear life, and get elbowed till he went to sleep, which was like horrendous fight IQ. But what's new from Ryan Spann? But either way, kind of got a fight gifted to him by a fighter who just showed poor fight IQ, poor situational awareness, and got gifted that in a fight that probably was going to end up as a knockout loss before anyone else who had any bit of sense in that fight, which Ryan Spann did not show in that fight. But either way, I'm saying a whole lot of stuff to say nothing. But I just feel like Walker, he's saying this and saying that, but I feel like he's still too much on his own hype train. Like he's still a bit delusional I'm not gonna say this is a high confidence pick or a lock. Definitely not a lock. Probably a low confidence pick. I feel like Walker does have the tools to win this one if he does do the training. He's a young guy, but I don't predict based off what people should do. I predict all based off what they have shown me. And until they show me otherwise, I'm gonna keep picking against them until they show me otherwise. And Walker has not shown me otherwise, and I have not seen in his camp. I'm not brushing shoulders with his training partners or him or anybody like that. So I don't know what he's doing, what work he's putting in. From what I'm saying an overconfident guy, still young and still young-minded. A guy that has already in his early career had the career of a journeyman, and like, you don't want this happen just because of bad luck. In most cases, it happens because of your actions and what you do inside or outside the cage altogether to materialize those losses and that inconsistency. And to have a journeyman record like that, it's a reason why he did have that early on in his career and why he is kind of falling back into that. I feel like he's still kind of high on himself and has overconfidence. You want to be confident, but you don't want to be blinded in your confidence. I feel like he's blinded in his confidence. He's gonna come out here thinking like he's supposed to win, it's supposed to be his destiny to win, and come out here looking for looking for flashy stuff and to overexert himself. And Santos got good reflexes. He got good timing. He got pretty high level striking. So he's gonna see what Walker's doing and be able to avoid those flashy shots, those big spectacular moments. And when Walker see that his stuff is not materializing the way he wants to, like he envisions in his head, he's gonna start to get frustrated. He's gonna start to get lose confidence. He's gonna start to say, "Oh, I'm about to lose another fight." His mental gonna really be affected. And you're gonna see it in his face, looking lost out there. And then from that point on, I just think Thiago Santos is gonna start to take advantage of his, like I said, take advantage of his overaggression, take advantage of his fading confidence, and just push momentum completely against him. Start to chew up his leg, chew up his body, come over the top, tag him, counter him, blitz him, and start to buzz him, start to hurt him. Especially when he start getting hurt, you're gonna start to see Walker turn into a wounded animal or a wet kitten out there, and Thiago Santos is gonna turn to his dad out there, start walking him down, tagging him up, busting him up. You're gonna start to see Walker wilt, stumble, get dropped, and then Santos from that point is gonna just see have his dinner on his plate, and just slowly take it knife fork by fork, and put him away in that second round, probably in the mid portion of that second round, just have Walker hurt and just put him away. So in this fight, I have Thiago Santos via second round TKO.